Show on stream. Yes, it's me. It is I. Back for another go at this quite demanding business of live streaming. So if you're there, I hope you're well. This is an absolutely impromptu. Let's get out. Let's get that rid of that. Get rid of that. Don't need that anymore. I'd rather have chat there instead. So somebody is there, and who is this single person sort of coming to see me make an utter fool out of myself again? So identify yourself. It'd be useful to hear you, and I hope you can hear me this time. I think I figured out what was wrong, and it seems that the principal camera didn't have a microphone on it, and that's why it was. I was another person. Okay, this utter madness will continue for. It's going to be a short one because I'm testing out some of the way this thing works. It's utterly confusing. I'm faced with a computer screen with a console on it. Is in me. This time audio. Hallelujah. Great. And I'm just going to, just because I'm testing this, I'm going to show that on the screen because that's something that I didn't notice was available to me before. So it's wonderful news that you can hear me anyway. Because a friend of mine, why I came in this evening to my computer in the first place, a friend of mine lent me these microphones. I'll show you. And this is these things here, Saramonic, quite fancy things. This one plugs into the PC, and these ones are the lavalier things. So they're supposed to sort of clip onto you and act as the microphones. No, they are the microphones, but I couldn't get the thing to work. This stuff is very, very complicated. And so I went back to my original Boya one, which only cost about 25 quid, but it works. The only problem is you're tethered to the PC while you're doing this kind of stuff, which is which can be a bit of a pain because sometimes you can forget it's on, get up to go and get something, and you drag everything off the desk, which is probably expensive mistake and embarrassing to boot. So I'm going to take that off hide that on the screen now. Yeah, Ivor, how are you doing? You've joined me and Ezanami. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it. Easy name. I'm not sure, but I can pronounce Ivor. Where are you watching from, Ivor? Actually, both of you. Where are you watching from? Very interesting to hear that. I'm sitting here. It's Dublin. It's January the 2nd, and it's freezing. And I didn't turn my fire on, or didn't turn my fire on. I didn't set a fire. So I'm just sort of here wrapped in my thermals, trying to keep warm. So I think just for the sake, because this is all for me, it's practice. The more I do this, it's going to. Oh, Harold's Cross. Yeah, well then you know exactly what it's like, don't you? So yeah, and why aren't you doing your work? You should be working. Bodmin, Cornwall, a place I've never been. I'd love to go. The closest I ever got was Corfe Castle, which is the south coast somewhere, isn't it? Where is it? Not Wiltshire, is it? I'd love to go to Cornwall. It looks just absolutely fantastic. Kind of looks like the west of Ireland, but yeah, it's an Ami. Okay, gotcha. So let me have a look for. So show that one. Yeah. So got to get used to doing this kind of thing. See, because when somebody sort of gives a super chat, I mean, who'd give me a super chat the way I'm running things at the moment? But hide on stream, and then See, look, Ivor wants to go to Cornwall. We all want to go to Cornwall. I presume it's the weather's almost as bad there anyway. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is just show you one of my favorite books. I just chose this because it gives me a chance to use the other camera to make sure that the microphone is working when the other camera is on. But it is a really good book, and I'll show it to you now. And I'm going to show on the stream. And look at that. Here you get that. This is the book here. And it's by this chap here, Danny Gregory. He's really good. Avoid school holidays. Gotcha. Yeah, I will. Yeah. Yeah, we no longer do the school run here. So basically I can just come out to my studio and just faff around for the day and not earn any money that way. But so that's it. My children are grown up. So this book here, The Illustrated Life, I got that. I found that actually in a charity shop. And I hadn't any notion of the author or anything like that. But he's a great guy for compiling these lists. Let me change this thing. Oh, here, no, that's not what I wanted to do. What was it I wanted to do? That, right? Okay. So, yes, Danny Gregory. It's quite a substantial book, really. And it's essentially a collection of pages out of people's sketchbooks, some quite well-known people. Let me see. Who have I got here? This guy I think is fantastic. If I just go to him, and if you want to take a screenshot, actually, before I get into the book entirely, if you wanted to take a screenshot to get the details of the book, you can do it. Where's the ESBN number? There must be an ESBN number. Don't think there is an ESBN number actually. Oh, there is. There, look. Can you see it? If I just come up closer there like that. It's not going to work, is it? There. Screenshot that now. Get the ESBN number. But if I go to this fella called James Jean, it's a wonderful illustrator. And then he kind of quirky, and I like that kind of art. That's what I always kind of aspire to and would like to have in my collection if I had much of a collection at all. I've got a few objects, but not many. He's in, or he grew up in New Jersey. So there's a bit about the artist, and there's some of his sketches there, pages out of the sketchbook. Really a wonderful artist. Yes, he does. Danny Gregory he's created his own sort of little ecosystem sketchbook school, I think, sketchbook with a K, which makes me grind. Oh, sorry, I just knocked the camera. It makes me grind my teeth when I see sort of C's written as K's. But anyway, but it's a great sketchbook school. You'll have to look it up. I'm not sure if you have to enjoy it, join the thing or whatever, but it really is good. And he's actually not that much of an artist himself, or he draws all the time. But you know, he always says that he doesn't feel himself to be very much of an artist, but I mean, he really thinks like one, and his work is superb. Let me see if I can find another good one for you. Hang on, let me see. Is there an index? There's an index. Oh, here we go. Yeah, look, here's one. 45. 45. Here we go. Robert Crumb. I love his work. Really, really great stuff. A lot of this is American, of course. I'm not sure if it's all American, but great cartoon style, but very imaginative and quirky. And he draws yeah, here, this. I love this, yeah, right, because I don't know how old you lot are, but you know, I've just sort of entered my 60s last year, so and this makes me laugh. This drawing. What does he say? I think he says. Let me just read that. I need to come up close because my eyes aren't good. the face I make when I'm drawing, I think, is that. But you often see men of a certain age when they're sort of walking along the street and they're kind of circumnavigating an obstacle in the road. That's the face they're making. Or they're traveling by on the bicycles or carrying a bunch of things on their bicycles. And look out for it. You probably even do it yourself. Yeah. So that's Robert Crumb. Yeah, it's great drawings, absolutely great drawings. And drawing is such a great thing to do as well. To concentrate your mind, and you don't have to worry about color if you don't want. Let me have a look, see who else I really like in this. Let me have a look. There's one really good guy that I found very funny. Lots of tiny little drawings. No, that's not it. But you know, and the great thing about this is it's inspirational in the sense that these aren't, most of them. James Jean is absolutely a super artist, but a lot of the people aren't particularly, you know, accurate, or they've just got great ideas, and you just get your ideas as you draw. You know, one drawing will lead on to other drawings, and look at that for a sketchbook page. I absolutely love it. It's all kind of divided out, bit of color, wonderful. If I can find it. Oh, I think it's this guy. Yeah. See, I got this book, I don't know, at least 10, maybe 15 years ago. And he's got this guy that he's drawing this meat pants thing. But I think that was before who's that artist? She said I am art, and she came on stage with a meat dress. I don't know who these young sort of pop stars are, but you know, there it is in a drawing form before. Just lovely little drawings. Not, you know, they're not Caravaggio, are they? And that's what I try and do when in my sketchbooks. I just try and sort of get down as much as I can and try not to worry too much about the accuracy. You know, so this is a great book. So I think it's one that you should have on your shelf. And this guy, in fact, Danny Gregory. Let's do this thing again where I just go up there. Hang on. Oh, there. That's what I wanted to do. Danny Gregory sort of he does a number of sort of podcasts, I suppose you call them, the videos, but where he talks about different sketchbooks. So he kind of, you can buy them. You can buy sort of reproductions of people's sketchbooks, and there was one that he showed of a guy who was obviously sort of on the autism scale, and he drew every day. He seemed to draw whatever it was. He worked in the kitchen, this guy, and so he would draw, you know, every type of fork that there was, or, you know, every type of you know, cooking pot, you know, skillet, and he'd go for day to day. They were kind of obsessive drawings, and they're just wonderful. And another guy who drew perfectly beautiful little drawings of postage stamps, but non-existent postage stamps. He made them up, and he made up the countries that the postage stamps were from. Loads and loads of these things. I mean, Gregory was talking about just obsession in art, and you know, it was absolutely beautiful. And I'm sort of I always promised myself that I'd get myself a few of these books, but I'm not quite sure where to get them from. I'm not sure if Gregory mentioned them in his podcast either, but that is what I just wanted to show in this impromptu live stream as I learn this stuff. And some people take photographs of their three-dimensional work, and they sew things as well. So that's it. So I mean, if you would like to ask me any questions, I'd dearly love to. Let me get out of this. How do I do this? Get rid of that one. No, that's the one. Yeah. So just just to help me sort of figure out how this stuff works, so I can get more practice and get more fluid in the way I approach this. I appreciate, you know, the things can go a bit awry at the moment because I'm still learning this stuff, and any help you give would be fantastic as I sort of struggle with the software. And thank you for sticking with it, because you know, I'd probably get impatient and turn off with these things anyway. So if you have a question, it'd be nice to see a question come up just so that I can answer it in a, you know, you can ask me sort of what my favorite color is or whatever. I won't tell you, it keeps changing anyway. But anything that you might have as an Ami, perhaps, or Miles. Don't be shy. All right. You like my studio? Yeah, you mightn't like it if you had to sit in it for a while. And this studio, in fact, has leaked from day one. In fact, do you want to get a look at it? I wonder how I could do that. Is it possible to actually detach one of these? I'll probably get myself into real trouble sort of doing this, but let's have a look. Let's see what this happens. Never done this before. Let me have a look, see if I can twist it enough to get the thing off. Is it going to come? Aha, here we go. Be easy enough to get it back on again. It's getting it off is the trick. All right, so let me get this back again. And I'll just give you a kind of a virtual tour around this. So that's what I'm looking at there. Look, impromptu studio tour. Yep, that's it. So now, yes, let me just put that one in. Okay, this is what Miles has just asked me. So I'll show you that after this, and I'll take you through what I'm doing. So that's what I'm looking at there. Look, that's all the crap that I have around me. There's some loads of bottles I found in a dump in Wexford. So this is what I'm facing here. That's where when I do a live demonstration and paint something with a still life, you can see my stand over there, and I paint against that. Let me grab that around there like that. All the accoutrements that I have there. So, and then if I go up here, at the beginning of COVID, I bought myself a steel pole and put it up there against the wall, in between the two walls, to hang off my cameras, you see. So I turned the place into a kind of like a mini BBC or RTE there. And if I come around here, you can see it goes all the way across to the other side there. And hang on, let's see what else I've got up here. Nothing of interest there. All the shit that I have down sort of below. You see the kind of squalor that I live in. There's my painting of that's going to be the painting of the week on Thursday. See, I did I did a series of weeks of teaching teenagers in the summer several years ago, and it was, I'm not doing it again. It was just awful. And one particular week, there was a girl who she must have had ADHD or something. I got uncontrollable, and ended up sort of drawing all over my ceiling and running around, because you can get out my door. You can see it there. Sorry, yeah, you see, you can get out there, that door with the stripes on it, and run around to the other side and come in that door, you see. And I just couldn't control them. It was a summer's day, and they were just running around in circles, and they were supposed to be here doing art. So there are all my books and stuff, crap there. See the way my lights are? It's all very, very sort of ad hoc and thrown together, but you can see my purple light down there. They're just two lights, two kind of, what do they call them? Working lights that I got from the local electrical suppliers. You can see my old-fashioned radio down there. So that's it for that. Let me just take that off, and I'll go and get my, oh dear, how did I do that? Get that down. hide on stream. Yeah, so I'm back here. Let me just go and get that sculpture. All right, so there he is. This is, you can see there, Miles was just saying he wanted to have a look at the sculpture that I'm in the middle of, which I haven't actually done anything very much with lately. But so it's papier-mâché, right? Okay, so, and the idea has come from, did any of you see the mural that I did? It's based on the character, one of the characters I did in the mural. So I haven't done a papier-mâché object since I was in primary school, where we wrapped sort of bits of paper around a balloon, you know, to make a kind of a, you know, like I think it was a piggy bank, right? So this I had to see there. So there's a lump of a plank of MDF, and I got an aluminium pole. I had to make a block so that it could accept this dowel that goes into the back to support it, because it's kind of long, it's kind of tall, and it might, you know, when it's wet, they could have a tendency to actually start wilting, I think. So you need this kind of armature. Oh, sorry, this kind of stand. Inside was a wire coat hanger that I bent into a kind of a roughly sort of human shape, and then I got a load of tin foil. I shoved it around the wire, and then I made up the papier-mâché, which I made in a blender. And it's a specific kind of recipe. And there's a woman online, an American lady, and she does, she has come up with her own recipe for papier-mâché. I think it's obviously the paper. She uses toilet paper. For this, I used mashed down cardboard, you know, the brown sort of manila cardboard. So it's the cardboard mashed down, PVA glue. There's a bit of flour in it, a touch of vinegar to stop it sort of going rank, and oh, what they call it? It's like a plasterer's stuff. What's it called? I can't remember what the stuff is called. Skimming powder. No, they use it to put the skim on over the joints. Jointing powder. That's what they call it. Plasterers use it. So this kind of recipe, you can go and look for. I can't remember her name, but it seems to be quite a good recipe, and it is pretty damn hard now. Kind of it would stand up to a lot. I don't think it would stand up to being put out in the rain though. So what I've got to do next is come on with the second coat of papier-mâché and put the hands on, put the facial features on. I'm going to build him up around, so he's not going to be as sort of svelte as this character. And I don't want him to be too accurately portrayed. I'm not after a kind of a Grecian sculpture. So his feet are going to be quite big over there. Eventually, when it's finished, the idea is to scan it in 3 dimensions and to actually create a model which would probably be that small, so it fit onto a desk, and it would have, because I have on the actual artwork that I did, the mural, which is in Dublin City. By the way, if you're in Harold's Cross, it's just beside Whelan's pub. If you ever walk down there, Camden Row. And welcome to the another couple of people who have just joined. So put yourselves in the chat and tell me where you're watching from. All proper artists are surrounded by a pile of stuff they never use. Yeah, that's right. That is absolutely true. There you go. And not only that, is they're surrounded by failed artworks and things that they don't get back to. Yeah. So, and you should see in my garage, it's out the back there, which is it's like a boot hill of work that will never see the light of day. Whelan's of Camden Street, that's right, yeah. It's a famous pub in Dublin for musicians and everything. So, and if you queued to get up to get into Whelan's to see a band, you'd be looking at the mural as you're queuing. I suppose it'd be on the other side of the street, and it looks quite sort of. It looks quite dark, but it was a collaboration so between me and a Mexican artist called Katrina Rupert, and she's a very accomplished mural artist. For me, it was only the second time I'd ever done a mural, so she was operating a cherry picker. She was at the top of this thing, which I didn't like using, but anyway. So that is how I am at the moment. Now, when I do the next layer on this, I think I will use toilet paper for the mix, because it will be giving me a much smoother. This is very rough, so I'll probably do a bit of sanding on this and use a toilet paper mix next time. So it'll be kind of smoother and more, I don't know. Hello, Project Vintage. Oh, hello. Yes, I remember. Yes, you contacted before. Yeah. How's things going on? You'd probably be familiar with, with papier mâché and all that kind of stuff and the work that you do. I had to look at, I think you've only got a couple of videos in, but anyway, yeah, so it's great. I, in fact, went to what did they call it? Upskilling? No, what do they call it? Where you're sort of refurbishing things. But it was to learn how to sew. I wanted to learn how to use a sewing machine. So, yeah, we've got a local place here. It's great. Absolutely, I think sewing is fantastic thing to do. Let's have a look. Nothing coming out. Yeah, Ohio. I hope the weather's better there. Yeah, so that's kind of the latest project. And before I'm starting work again, so I'm starting to teach again next Tuesday. So I need to get something done for myself before I get back into working. So and also, once I get working again, all the admin stuff comes in, doesn't it? And then I'll be kind of sucked back into the world of doing accounts and sort of making sure that everybody's debt collection, all that kind of stuff that I really am not good at, and I'm too scabby to actually go and pay somebody to do all of this stuff. So I do it all myself and get myself into deeper doo-doos as I'm doing it. So yeah, so I hope I didn't miss a question. Yes. Oh, you all artists. I know that a few of you are by what you're saying. Yeah. Impromptu studio tour. Yeah, so that's it. Look, I'm going to stop now because I could go on at length, sort of just talking about myself. Especially my wife is not here to stop me. So what I'm going to do is head off. It'll be a more structured thing on Thursday, so this was all meant to be a test. But thank you very much for actually asking me questions or commenting. It's nice to be able to see how this stuff works. I'm glad that I got the microphone to work properly, so I think I've managed to do that as well. If you have any sort of comments about the actual quality of the video, because the quality of the video I think can be variable, and it's probably something to do with the bandwidth or something. But thank you very much for hanging out with me. Good luck, everybody. And Thursday at 6 o'clock, maybe I'll see you then. And if you have any questions, you can formulate them and then ask me then. It doesn't matter what it is, really. Sort of, I just want to communicate and talk to people, because they won't talk to me up in the house. All right, listen, have a lovely evening, okay? Cheerio. Bye, everyone.